So let's go ahead and have a look at our passage 2. Now this passage essentially focuses on the connection between our creativity and nature. So very interesting beginning. Creativity is not endangered. We are suffering from a broken connection with nature. Ominous as that sounds, it also shows a clear path to progress. And what is that path? That path essentially goes through re-establishing that connection with the nature. And thereafter the author goes ahead and paints a rather rosy picture of the future where this re-establishment can also lead to a lot of new vocations, professions, areas. So let's dive into our questions. Sixth, enhanced creative power from natural settings may result in all of the following except. So let's see. So except, okay, so enhanced creative power will help us with all of the following except. Okay, induce teachers to let their students learn in a natural environment. Two things. Now, according to the passage, nature enhances the learning and creativity. So the author is exhorting them to do that. The author wants teachers to do that so that the creative power gets enhanced. It is not going to induce teachers. Teachers need to do that so that we go ahead and get enhanced creative power from natural settings. So this is not stated in the passage. This is in fact a precursor for the different things to happen. So this could be our answer. Let's keep it in running. B, foster many new occupations with nature as the base. Yup. Third paragraph in fact is full of it. C, increased worker output as workplaces are filled with nature-rich products. Yes, that's also consistent. There was this line which talked about biophilic designers who, by infusing workplaces with natural elements, increase worker productivity. So yes, true. D, it improves thinking and reasoning abilities are a second paragraph, right? Where we've talked about that one study that tells us that young people after a few days of immersion in nature show significant cognitive improvements and 50% increase in creativity. So B, C and D are talking about the things that have been mentioned in the passage. A is not, and therefore for question number 5 our answer should be option A. Let's dive into 6th. So the central idea of the passage. So what is the central idea? I gave you a very concise summary towards the end of the passage. I think we need to go ahead and find that. So let's start with A. Social intercourse in natural settings fosters creativity and higher productivity. Natural settings do that, but social intercourse, social interactions, they've not been even mentioned in the passage, so this goes out of scope. Let's remove it. B, human creativity may well begin to reverse environmental degradation. This is narrow. It is an idea that is mentioned, but notice the core is we learn better, we become more creative when we are a part of the natural settings. That's the core, right? So it's just a tiny segment which is mentioned, but it's very narrow. C, human creativity is at its peak today due to environmental challenges. No, those challenges are restricting our creativity, but according to the author, those challenges also show a way forward. They tell us that we need to reconnect with nature to rediscover that creativity. So are we at its peak due to environmental challenges? No, that's a very clear distortion of what has been given in the passage. So let's rule it out. D, human learning and creativity are enhanced in nature-rich settings. Absolutely correct. That's the core, and therefore we should have no hesitation in choosing D as our answer to question number 6. Here is your 7th. The author believes that, so let's see, environmental challenges are virtually insurmountable. No, the author in fact tells us that they appear insurmountable, but they can be overcome. B, the disconnect between the human mind with nature is a great opportunity for human restoration. Yes, opportunity because it tells us the way forward. It shows us that path. So this is at least consistent with what the author has said. Nature-rich settings and children's creativity are directly proportional. Hey, nature-rich settings enhance their creativity, but how do we infer that they are directly proportional? The more nature-rich a setting is, the more a child's creativity is the kind of connection that we won't find in the passage. D, teachers should spend more time and money. The author has said that the author wants the educational institutions, the teachers to spend okay, just to quote him, for every dollar spent on the virtual, another dollar should be spent on the creation of natural learning environments. So he wants the budget that is spent on natural learning environments to be increased and to be equal and not more. So more is something that we'd not be able to find on the basis of the passage, and therefore I believe even D can be eliminated. So that leaves B as the clear-cut winner and the answer for question number 7. Let's have a look at 8th. The author's conclusion that nature enhances learning and creativity is based on the fact that, so the evidence that the author has provided was mentioned in the middle of the second paragraph. Here is that relevant line that I have picked up for you from the passage. So a growing body of scientific evidence suggests that human health and our ability to learn and create are enhanced when we spend time in more natural environments. So basically, he's presenting a growing body of scientific evidence. Now, only C talks about that. A, B and D are not. And therefore, C should be chosen as our answer to question number 8. So it's all about referring to the right part, and you could have figured out the answer with ease. So that takes care of our passage number